think loyalty is a loosely defined term that probably means a lot of different things to many different people, whether you're asking our clients, our employees, our suppliers, our end customers. But at its core, it is really focused on the relationship between brands and their customers. Does the brand know the customer, and are they working to maintain and nurture that relationship? Right? One way to think about it, and kind of how I think about loyalty, is it means really strengthening that relationship between an organization and its customer, typically to incent certain types of consumer behavior, whether it be stickier relationships, greater share of wallet, enhancing an organization's overall NPS score. I really think loyalty at the end of the day is about value creation.
I think at Marketing Cloud Solutions, we define loyalty a little bit differently than other people within our industry. And I think we have a lot of people that come to us and, the big buzzword, I need loyalty, I need a loyalty program. And so at Marketing Cloud Solutions, we would really say loyalty isn't a program, it's really an outcome. And what all these people are seeking is really to create consumer behavior change. And so ultimately what they want is they want their customers to shop more often, they want them to buy different things, and they want them to shop at their locations versus their competitors consistently. And so really to get that outcome that they're all seeking, they need thoughtful program design, clear, concise programs, and then they need to be able to layer data on top of that and use that to effectively and profitably change consumer behavior. And so I think a lot of programs out there and a lot of ways that people think about loyalty is there's all these different layers and features that go into a loyalty program, and those don't always generate this outcome that they seek, right? So to say it succinctly, Marketing Cloud Solutions, we believe that loyalty is about, and I would say too, has it changed over the last 18 months? I would say absolutely not. I think it's really the fundamental aspect of marketing to consumers. And so I think, if anything, utilizing data to impact consumer behavior is more important, right? I think from a marketing community, we are getting more capable of being able to use data to create that change. And I think we have consumers that are more aware of the data they're giving up. And because of that, they really have more awareness and an expectation to deliver them information to use their data for these, relevant experiences, offers, and messages. And so I think, even with COVID, right, even before COVID, I think that was important. But now I would say, our customers really need to double down on shopper retention. And in order to do that, they really need to have that data and use it to kind of quickly react to consumers' changing preferences and behaviors and serve them up all sorts of relevant content.
In terms of premium loyalty, is that it's so good that consumers are willing to pay a price to be a part of it because they get that superior value proposition. And for the brands get immediate positive financial impact from that loyalty. And that's kind of how we look at it. It's consistent. It's certainly with the value proposition that's like so out there and superior for consumers that it's like a kind of a duh. Yeah, why wouldn't I do this? But I think we're evolving like everybody else, Mark. I mean, we want to figure out ways to continually enhance the experience to drive ease of program participation. We want to help people save time. Time, and that's even better than cash. Time, give me more time. We want to take the friction out. Whatever that is. I know there's a lot of conversations about emotional loyalty and all those things. I mean, we continue to reach higher and higher to try to add more and deliver more for our clients, because as you pointed out, it's in our best interest for our clients to be happy and for their customers to be happy.
There's the constant thing that everyone says is loyalty the destination, is engagement part of the journey that gets you there. And we touched on it before, which is it's about reciprocity. It's about having a relationship that can withstand something, right? there's going to be moments in every relationship you have, whether it's between two people or between a brand and their customers, where you're going to go through something together. It might be an interaction that didn't go the way the customer wanted. It might be something that they see in the news. And to me, customer loyalty is defined as being better than the last transaction, right? Being bigger than any transaction. It's about that reciprocity component that says, I feel compelled for what you've done for me to a level that I want to do something differentially for you. And I think that people struggle sometimes to say, well, what is it about my business that is emotionally driving, right? And I've seen amazing examples in the news of people who have taken the transactions of their business and emotionalized them into the realities of what these things really mean to consumers. So one of the early on favorites for me was Best Buy, when they talked about, we're here helping everybody set up their home office. It wasn't about buying a computer. It was about solving a problem that emerged during this time frame. And then they took the concept of, just buying a refrigerator and talking about it more about keeping the food that we have fresh longest to provide for our families. And so you can sit there and say, how does any business model talk about themselves in a more emotional way? And I think it goes to find out how your consumers think about your products in terms of what matters to their life and speak to them in that voice. And that will avoid also some of the tone deaf components of what can happen during this and other times. And so I see customer loyalty as that's greater than a transaction. When you're able to actually make a connection and that connection is more than that transaction.
The way that we would define customer loyalty is really treating the notion of customer loyalty as an outcome that you're trying to cultivate. And so I think, our view would be that traditional loyalty, if you go back, a few decades to some of the early days, so to speak, traditional view of loyalty viewed it as very programmatic, and oftentimes we associated the frequent flyer program or the hotel program, the retail program, part and parcel to what loyalty is for that brand. I think we've tried to say, no, loyalty is actually an outcome. It's a behavior. It's something we're trying to achieve with our clients and with our clients' customers. We're trying to bring together that notion that a program can be very important, but if you expand beyond that, so too is the promise of the brand, so too is the experience of the brand. And you see a lot of brands that even outside of the more programmatic side of what they're doing with loyalty, engender loyalty by doing other things, which may be mobile app and ordering ahead. While that's not necessarily a way to accrue points always, it may be a way for a retailer to engender loyalty because I'm making it a much more seamless experience that the customer can have with my brand. So from our standpoint, that in the last 12 to 18 months has really accelerated is this notion of expanding the view of loyalty to really be about what we're trying to achieve, the outcome of loyalty, and really understanding that it sits in a much broader ecosystem of marketing that's happening, much broader ecosystem of technology that is supporting that. And you really do need to go beyond that traditional view and expand how you think about loyalty. And that's key to the way that our worldview informs the way we work.